bizarre to watch the Mass of the Last Supper on Facebook, on Pelham Television. It's even more bizarre to do it with no one here except, God bless Father Kelly and person doing the video. What struck me as I was reading through these readings and preparing for this was really that first reading from Exodus, that we hear about how God tells Moses, get a lamb, and you are to slaughter it, and then they're to put the blood of the lambs, whether it's the sheep or the goats, on the doorposts and the lintel. And this was a radical thing to do, because for the people of Egypt, these were symbols of their gods. They had different gods that were symbolized by different creatures like the Nile and other things, but sheep and goats were some of the gods. And for them to go and slaughter them and then make this sign saying, we will not be idolaters anymore. It was a radical sign, and no wonder they got kicked out of Egypt at that point. They declare, with that sign, we will have no more idolatry. And also they're saying, because they're now alienating themselves from the people around them, the Egyptians, they're saying, I will rely only on the Lord and not on this world for help. It's no accident, of course, that Jesus chose the Passover, going from death to life, from slavery to freedom, as the sign for where he would give us his body and blood in the Eucharist, where he would institute the priesthood, where he would give us that mandate, the mandatum, the mandate to wash the feet, to serve each other. It is here at the Passover that there was this radical commitment, visibly, that had to be made to say, we will have no other gods but the Lord our God. And in this time, as so many of us are homebound, we have this opportunity to look and say, what are the gods in my life? What are the things that I have made idols of? The gift of the new Passover, the gift of the Eucharist, the gift of Jesus' giving his body and blood in preparation for his death on the cross, and the image of what was going to happen that next day on Good Friday. As he gives us his Eucharist, even if we cannot receive him right now, it's still a call for us to say, what are the idols in my life? What are the things that I've relied on instead of God? Whether they're, the things, the money and things like that, but it could also be, what am I relying on for my satisfaction, to fill my emptiness? What am I relying on to fill my void that's within me? I find it interesting. Father Kelly sent me a video, or email rather, with a whole bunch of funny things in there just to get a laugh after all this was going on. And one of the things was, there's no sports on TV. I found that the TV is black when it's off. And there's a woman that's on the couch with me. She says she's my wife. She's nice. But what is this a sign of? That we have unfortunately made sports an idol. We can make Facebook or Instagram an idol. We can make so many things an idol in order to go there to fill my emptiness, my void. When Jesus is saying, come to me. I'm the only one who can fill that hole for the infinite within you. I'm the only one that can fill that emptiness, that loneliness. Everything else may give momentary, but it'll be passing. And so while we may not be able to come to communion today, while we may not be able to come to a public mass today, this is an opportunity to prepare ourselves for that day when, God willing, in the near future, please God, we will be able to have those public masses again. And to say, yes, I want to prepare my heart by taking away all of these other things that I've made covenant with, because I only want to have covenant with Jesus in his blood, that new covenant. I don't want to have these other idols in the way, these things where I put my trust in, instead of putting my trust in the Lord Jesus.